And I got a message for Chicago today, because we're on WCKG. I'm sorry that Mancow let you guys down. I really am. He was doing some great things for you guys, and then he lost his effing mind.
Yeah, I think he did kind of go a little crazy. I think everybody that makes that real quick turn in life, that I'm going to change this, and it's kind of, when all of a sudden you find Jesus and stuff, it's all well and fine. I mean, whatever, makes you feel better. But there's always something going on. You don't just decide one day, I think I'm just going to, find Jesus. There's always some kind of low you hit. Yeah. Or something happened, or you have some kind of a little psychological thing kind of happens, and that's why you're looking for that.
We're running late. Let's say hi to Richard in St. Louis. Richard, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Opie?
Hey.
I got a example of responsible radio for you.
Yeah.
I was listening to Mancow in a small Missouri town while y'all were on vacation. He had on the director of Beer Fest, and they started telling the guy how irresponsible it was to be showing binge drinking to college students. It was riveting.
The guy just is lost his mind.
Once again, Chicago, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry the old Mancow was taken away from you by the new Mancow. What a douche.
Who is that guy?
What a douche. He let everybody down in Chicago. That's a fact. And his type of radio will not catch on. It will not catch on in America.
I don't even know what it is.
What is
type of radio?
What's the organization again? The, what?
The
Foundation for Responsible Radio.com. I guess it was on Inside Radio. There was a little blurb that Mancow is starting this responsibility in broadcasting bit, or Foundation for Responsible Radio.
God.
And so here's a guy that made millions of dollars being a shock jock. This is what happened. Here's the bottom line. So Mancow makes millions of dollars, has a mansion, and he's set for life. Okay, he did very well for himself doing the shock jock thing. Janet Jackson did what she did, and I hate to say it, and we did what we did. That brought a lot of attention to the shock jock world. And what happened was shock jocks in general were shut down.
Yep.
So many shows were let go or fired, okay? So after the Janet Jackson thing, you had to kind of reinvent yourself, or you were fucked. You were literally fucked. Mancow could not reinvent himself, to the point his hometown station, even though he's officially not from Chicago, but as far as radio goes, that's where he really made his name, right? His hometown,
he has no major markets.
That's what I'm getting at. His hometown station in Chicago dumped his ass. So now he's syndicated in a bunch of very, very small, you could barely call them cities across America.
Yeah, he's in towns.
He's in big towns, basically.
He's in towns.
He's in none of the majors. He's not in New York. He's not in Philly. He's not in Washington.
Got thrown out of L.A.
He's not in Boston. He's not in Dallas. He's not in San Francisco. He's not in Chicago. These are all cities we are heard in.
Yeah.
Okay, and we could go on and on from there. Then we drop down to cities that are not as big as those, but still very impressive.
Still bigger than any city he's in.
Like Vegas.
Yeah.
Buffalo, New York, Cleveland. Yep. It goes on and on. Mancow stations, this is really it, okay. All right, we just, and we're also one of the top-rated shows on all of satellite radio, including the little doggy company, okay? This is Mancow's fucking stations. Atlantic City, Cape May. Oof. Salisbury, Ocean City, Maryland.
Holy shit, this guy's talking. Why is this guy even fucking being acknowledged by any industry insider publication or website?
Knoxville, Tennessee. Indianapolis. Well, all right, that's almost a big one.
Exactly.
Otsego?
Oswego?
Otsego in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But not Minneapolis, Minnesota somewhere. Wausau, Wisconsin. Champaign, Illinois instead of Chicago. Des Moines, but I think he lost that one, and that was a biggie. Joplin, MS.
Joplin, Missouri.
Warrensburg, MS. Jamestown, North Dakota.
Holy shit.
Rapid City, South Dakota.
Hey, I've been there once.
There's 100 people living there, right?
Just saying that.
Oh, all right.
Drove through it.
Missoula, Montana, Medford, Oregon, and Stockton, California.
Wow. Holy motherfucking irrelevant piece of shit, do nothing fuckhead.
And with that, so we noticed that he's doing this Foundation for Responsible Broadcasting thing and made InsideRadio.com. So I go, Travis, why don't we take a look at this, see what's going on with this douche. And we find out that there's all sorts of quotes about us. And why don't you read what you just read to us there, Travis?
All right. Hang on. All right.
Reading, Travis.
No, I got it. I'm a good reader. Embattled former CBS radio chairman/CEO Joel Hollander, who was ousted this past Monday and replaced by Dan Mason, particularly draws Mancow's ire. This is Mancow's quote now. This guy was the NAB point man for bringing back terrestrial radio and controlled a tremendous amount of radio time in America. What did he do? He brought in and promoted satellite radio shows. That is disgraceful. The government needs to wake up and bust satellite radio monopolies.
Can I tell you something? The reason he's saying that, he's jealous. Neither company wanted Mancow. So what do you do if someone doesn't want you? You trash them.
Here's what happened also. When Howard went to Sirius, Mancow was crowing how he was going to be taking over Howard's stations. Remember that one?
Yep.
David Lee Roth was brought in. It bombed horribly. When they were talking about a replacement for David Lee Roth, Mancow again perked up and talked about how he was going to be taking over. No one at CBS would even entertain his fucking phone calls.
Rover got those stations in the Midwest that he would have got. He wanted.
Yeah, they gave it to Rover.
He said he was going to get them nationwide. He assumed, this man cunt assumed he was going to get all these stations, not realizing he's an irrelevant, preaching douchebag that no one wants to fucking hear. We wound up getting the East Coast stations, some of the Midwest stations, and Mancow got kicked out of Chicago, is on, you just heard his markets, we didn't make that shit up. The guy is nowhere. And he's being quoted as bashing Joel Hollander for bringing us on board.
Podcasts have more listeners than Mancow.
Absolutely. The guy is a waste. There was a thread on one of the message boards last night that pointed to one of Mancow's message boards. So I click on that because it was him discussing us, and his listeners discussing us, and it was pathetic. Going through this message board, even his hardcore fans have given up. They're saying like, oh man, he's not even the same guy anymore. He gets on and what used to be fun, like when his stunt guy Turd, are you there, Turd? Are you there? All that shit the listeners were saying was all fake. Even his hardcore fans, they realized that was all fake. He was doing the shock jock thing, and now he's just alone, and they say all he does is preach now. He's like a fucking preacher, this born-again preacher who has this political ideology and this religious, almost philosophical bullshit that he rambles on every day about the same thing. And they say, he goes, if he would change his, subject every day, I might be able to listen to it. But he apparently gets on and preaches about living a good lifestyle and being good to your family and friends, and it's like he turned into fucking Barney.
Does he have cancer?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like some guy who's ready to die, that's trying to make peace in the world after being a horrible human being, and he's just a fucking phony that they all know. When they brought up the We for the We, where the woman died, and that brought his whole responsibility and fucking whatever thing that he's trying to do, people started pointing out, hey, he was a shock jock. He used to do stuff that put people in danger. And even his hardcore fans said, well, no, all that stuff he did with Turd was fake. And a couple of people said, I was in studio when he pulled it off, and he made it sound a lot different on the air than what was happening in the studio. So what they're doing is pretty much calling him out for being the phony he was when he was a shock jock. All right. And now he's even more of a phony.
If he wants to make a statement, why don't you make this statement, Mancow? Why don't you get this statement to Mancow? Why don't you give all the money back and even donate to
there you go.
a fine charity? All the money you made being a shock jock, that would be making a statement.
That is a hell of a statement to
Instead
make.
of typing out shit from a mansion somewhere in Chicago.
lying.
This business did well by you.
Phony.
So why don't you give all the money back and give it to a charity? That's making a statement, say it was wrong to do that type of radio. Let's see what kind of a man you really are.
I told you years ago, before I knew you guys, when I met him through Dice, he flew me out to Chicago to play a rapist. Did I ever tell you that story?
To play a rapist.
I swear to God, you never told us.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
I was brought out...
By the way, this is something that a lot of people do know of. He's... all his phone calls, those phony phone calls and everything, all set up and fake. I didn't know you were...
Oh, yeah, this is way back, man. This might be 99 or whatever it was. I had hardly done any radio. And he liked me as a comic, but he said, I want to bring you out, not as Jim Norton, but to play a rapist on my show. So he brought me out, and they filmed it, and he made me wear, like, these really weird glasses and this face covering, like I was a rapist who he was trying to, yell at for the community. And,
oh my God!
And then he had I knew it was I was fake, obviously, but I knew it was really weird when he's like, I don't want you in here to even look at him, like to his female sidekick or whoever she was, but she wasn't there. Like he was just saying it like she had come into the room, but she hadn't.
Holy shit!
And he kept trying to goad me into saying things that were more fucked up. I was just talking about being a rapist. I don't remember what I was saying. I'm sure I was awful. And he's like, well,
so you're just telling about your real life stories, and he wanted to pick it up a notch.
Well, he's like, well, how about kids? And I'm like, no, I don't go for kids. I was trying to be realistic about it. And he goes, you're sure? Or something like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah, well, there was one time.
Yeah, it was really weird. He was trying to goad me into saying, I fuck kids. And then he filmed me for the Fox show. That was when I was wearing, the sunglasses and the weird shirt over my face. And he was like,
I have a rapist here on my show.
Yeah, guys were calling up, threatening to shotgun me. It was awful. I was like, ugh.
That's what he does, though. They're all just phony fucking... He just had a big phony fucking show. And then he tries going legit. But now all he does is preach about living a good life. He said something like, I was reading through this message board, and it's like, big, and there's only a few real hardcore fans there that won't accept it, maybe 2 or 3, really, per thread. And they're going, Cal has a big announcement coming up on the 18th, wonder what it is, and they're speculating back and forth. And then the announcement comes up, and it was just him saying, you ought to, just be positive, your attitude, and live a good life, take care of your family and friends. It's like, and he said it was going to be the most important show of his career, this announcement. And he just...
Give your money back that you made being a shock jock. That makes a
great
statement.
suggestion. Yeah.
Someone get that message to Mancow. So what's the rest of did you read the whole...
No, of course.
All right, go ahead there, Travis.
All right. I hate to say I was right, but I knew this would fail, talking about you guys.
What failed? What failed?
I'm the only guy who said that since the beginning. Opie and Anthony are failing miserably. They're in last place in Chicago, and I told Joel Hollander to his face that would happen. These are no-talent individuals, and they cannot survive in a post-Janet Jackson or post-9/11
Okay. By the way, he didn't tell Joel Hollander that to his face.
Yeah. That's absolutely...
Joel Hollander wouldn't meet with fucking man-cunt.
Joel used to tell us stories and laugh, and he said they would play the messages to the rest of the corporate office and just laugh. And no one returned his phone call.
Mancow would leave message after message, and Mancow, you asshole, it was played as a joke to all the other fucking people in corporate. You're fucking pleading phone calls for a meeting. You're a lying sack of shit.
Chicago ratings the last time we looked showed a bump up.
Of course.
They told us it's going to be a long haul for Chicago, but they're very happy with what's going on so far. We got a long ways to go.
Chicago's
a
tough market. You don't go in there and overnight you're a success. But it doesn't happen like that.
We're going live on Monday. We're going to be heard from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. because they got Gary Meyer coming back, who's a legend in Chicago. And if we were doing that badly, they would have gave him the whole morning show. Trust me. He's got a name in Chicago, okay?
And at least we're on in Chicago, douchebag.
And as far as the post-Janet Jackson thing goes, I was just thinking the other day that we're up to 2.5 years back on radio. 2.5 years. That's failing? Close to the number one show on all of XM satellite radio. One of the biggest shows in all of satellite radio. That alone is very impressive. And we're still on 25
syndicated
regular radio stations.
Major markets.
Mostly major markets.
Where you're sitting there in fucking markets that no one can pronounce.
So explain where we're failing.
Where's the failure in this?
8 of the top 11, and I say Boston because Atlanta recently booted for the only top 10 not in is L.A., Houston, and now Atlanta, which Atlanta should be 11th, but we all know what's going on down there.
Right. So there you go. There you go. And we've been at this a year. They would have kicked us off stations by now if we were failing. Trust me.
So where's this phony fucking lump of crap getting off saying this shit?
And then he writes, how moronic is it that Opie and Anthony would be your morning show? Look at people like former Stern replacement David Lee Roth, Westwood One's Dennis Miller, and Clear Channel Premier's Whoopi Goldberg. Can we stop? There are radio people who can do this job because we know this art form.
Hey, asshole, how are we in the same category as people that... We've been doing radio for fucking years and been successful at it at every turn. We have never been fucking thrown off the air because of our shitty ratings or shitty attitude. Top of our game, we fucking hit the wall. James Dean, motherfucker. That's how we went out. How did you go out? With a whimper because your fucking bosses couldn't stand you. And you got thrown out of your own fucking city, Chicago. And now you're in shitty little fucking markets. You got rid of your whole fucking staff because you think you could just pontificate all day about your bullshit beliefs and people are going to listen. You're a has-been fucking man cunt. You're done.
And why don't we stick to the facts? When we were off the air, we were so successful that Mancow actually called our staff.
Yep.
Wanted to fly into Chicago and interview them to maybe run his show behind the scenes.
That is a
fact.
How about when he called our agent when we were sharing agents before he gave Bob the fucking boot and asked Bob that he wanted to get together and have a meeting with us.
He was going to pay for first-class tickets to Chicago and a steak dinner.
So we could hang out and meet and become like pals, I guess. Because he wanted us to help him get a foothold in New York so we could get him into New York. And we said, tell him to go fuck himself. Even back then, we knew he was just a phony lump of shit.
So get in touch with Mancow. Open invite to call our show. We'll discuss this in front of a real audience.
Call I'll be entertained to hear you fucking lie on the phone. You're such a phony, lying sack of shit. The guy, I've never heard an honest word come out of that fucking douchebag's mouth.
And once again, give up the money you made being a shock jock. That would make a statement.
Yeah, there's a challenge.
That's a huge statement that you would make.
You want to fucking talk about shock jock radio and you've changed after 9/11 and the birth of your fucking kids or whatever the fuck it is that turned your head around? Make a statement. Take all the money you made over all the years of being a shock jock and give it to a charity and start over. Start over in your fucking shit markets and see how well you do.
All right, hold on a minute. I got a communicate thing going on here.
From who? Oh, is that guy a cunt?
Mancow was dropped from Des Moines 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, there you go. More success in Mancow's fucking... This guy's calling us a failure. How do you spin that? All right. How does a fucking guy spin that? A failure. I will go on record as saying Mancow more hated and more of a douchebag to me, personally, than Howard Stern is. Mancow, bigger fucking douchebag, more hated by me than Howard. And that's a tough nut to crack.
I still, number one with me?
Number one douchebag in radio.
Ron Bennington, still, to this day. It'll never change with me. Never. Never.
I wasn't even going to go there. We have to work with these people, that's why.
Oh. Yeah.
What about whiny Fez Watley?
Ugh. Enough already.
Okay, we get it.
Enough already.
We get it. You got fucking issues. Get over it.
And hit send. All right. I think we'll make a little... I think we're going to make a radio website today.
Well, I hope so, because I really need a fucking response to this. The big thing, the points I want to get across, Opie's point on him giving back his shock jock money if he's got this fucking holy roller viewpoint now.
It's dirty money, so give it back.
Yeah. Filthy
Give
tit.
every penny back you made for being a shock jock.
And how does this fucking idiot get off calling us a failure when we are right now the biggest fucking things in radio? We're syndicated and on satellite. We're covering both mediums. We're in major markets, and this fucking idiot is losing shit markets and calling us a failure? No one heard him call us a failure unless it was in print. Unless fucking Travis had to instigate it and bring it in. What blog was that on? That
fan-founded. I'm passing the buck.
Useless asshole.
I hope they got our quotes right, because I sent a little communique. So we want to put out the challenge. We encourage him to give all the money back that he made being a shock jock, and that would make a real statement. He could call our show. What was the other thing? There was another thing. Oh, and please mention the Jim Norton rape thing. That's terrific.
Yeah, the phony fucking rape acting thing Jimmy did. What'd you do with your hands?
Oh, I should have put them around my own throat, the awful performance I was giving.
You know, there was a service out there, and I heard things over the years that even Howard was using this service, where they play act for you.
They would call in. They would give you professional callers.
They give an outrageous story for you to jazz up your show, and then you write a little check off to them. Complete phony.
They put creatures in our bodies.
Complete phony radio. So I'm waiting to see if I'm going to get a reply to what I just wrote.
This fucking guy, we were off for 2 years. We were in exile. For 2 fucking years, we weren't allowed to say boo on the fucking radio. We came back and got back more markets than we did when we fucking left, and we're on satellite radio at the same time. This fucking idiot gets thrown off the air in his major market of Chicago. He's in shit markets and calling us failures? We had to build back up from nothing. If you remember, asshole, you were on TV saying we were blackballed, never getting a fucking job again.
Yeah.
That we were done in the business. They're done in the business. Well, look who's at the top of the pyramid now, ass cunt.
Sounds like someone's a little jealous.
A little fucking jealous.
Jealous.
I feel like singing. I'm angry. That guy is a douchebag and a liar.
Excuse me, but Canada's just yelling at us through the instant feedback. And you're on in Canada.
That counts as XM, you silly geese.
Well, I'd rather be on in Des Moines than Canada.
Absolutely. State number
Canada.
51.
They're standing on guard for thee, though.
Right.
Whatever that
They're
means.
right there. Our neighbors to the north.
How do you stand on guard for thee? That means you're not really doing the heavy lifting. You're just taking a look.
You know what it would be like?
Watching.
A couple of million screaming guys hitting you with hockey sticks?
That would be scary.
Hold it.
Well, that was a good one.
I liked it, Ant. You had to wait a minute. Let it sink in.
I don't know.
Let it sink into the soil. Hold on.
No.
Communique coming in.
Dan gives a thumbs down. I respect his opinion. He's wearing a Paul R. Nelson shirt.
All right, here we go. I can do this, but what about this idea? Let me contact Mandouche's people and set up an FMQB interview with him, and then I'll dial you guys in on the interview. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have read that on there.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have. That'd be good.
Ooh, I should pre-read.
Good. No fear over here. You will get no fucking fear on this show. We take the calls. If Mancunt wanted to call in and talk, fine. If Mancunt wanted us to call him, that's fine too. Whatever the fucking situation, this lying sack wants to talk, because he'll be exposed as the liar that he is, as the phony that he is, and the has-been. The thing that bugs him the most. You're a has-been. You had your moment.
I'm getting info on Otsego.
Otsego.
One of his markets. Matt in Minnesota. What's up?
How's it going, guys?
Hey.
I'm a courier. I actually drive through Otsego, and it's a shitbox town with nothing but fucking Amish people.
Wow. He's on in an Amish community?
And
we're failures?
Holy shit.
And we're failures?
I see the little horse and buggies that drive around.
Oh, that must explain it. They hear Mancow and think it's a relationship show.
Very good, thank you. Oh, God, is that guy?
See, if you want to hear, like, real serious political talk or responsible talk, like Rush Limbaugh and Hannity, I mean, those guys do it really, like, that's what they do, so
whether
why
you like
wouldn't you
them,
listen to them?
Whether you like their opinions or you hate them, that's the way it's done.
Yeah.
Hannity has made a very lucrative career with political talk. The guy, he knows what he's doing.
Mike Savage.
Yeah, Mancow doesn't. You don't go from shock jockery to fucking this holy roller. You're born again. Fucking 9/11 affected you so much. The birth of my kids that you're gonna start being this guy because first of all, he's stupid. He's not an intelligent guy. That's another thing. He's not one of these guys. Hannity is intelligent. The guy can carry on a conversation. He's educated. When you talk to him about a subject, he'll give you an educated opinion or an educated synopsis of a situation that you're talking about. Mancow's a dummy. The guy talks about stuff, he's talking out his ass.
Well, that's why the delivery.
Yeah, he's got to have the big shock jock voice still.
When you have that type of delivery, that means you have nothing really to say, and you're distracting people with this delivery.
Yeah, with the delivery, I have absolutely nothing on this. I'm stupid, I'm an idiot. He doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. But he thinks he can make that transition.
Well,
and his core audience told him to go fuck himself.
Well, listen to this quote. Ironically, though, the mega personality, Now Invading America, that's the name of his show, Now Invading America.
NIA? Yeah, okay.
Now Invading America.
Right?
They're doing it old school with, like, those wagons, those covered wagons.
A Conestoga wagon.
Right, is that how he's invading America, slowly but surely?
Yeah, very slowly. I'm invading America. Douche. Oh, do I fucking hate him. God. The guy is a fraud.
Just dial that number and I'll pick it up from here.
A fraud, a dope, a dummy.
Ironically, though, the mega personality Now Invading America, that's the name of his show, isn't heard in his Chicago base. And then he says, we've had offers.
No, you haven't.
We've had offers, maintains Mancow, who occasionally speaks in the third person.
Of course he does.
CBS has gone around and around with me. Several other companies would be naturals and are on hold. I haven't found the right station yet.
You are fucking a bullshitting asshole. How long are you going to wait?
I'll tell you something about the business. This business is so desperate for talent right now.
Oh, my God.
That's why we're on in 25...
What do you think we're fucking hired?
That's why we're on in 25 cities. They would love to find someone else for these other holes.
They would love it.
I'm talking about other companies, trust me. They would love to get a show that could, go up against us in some of these cities. They can't find it.
They knew we were the only fucking game in town that could get on the radio and get an audience. With our background, you'd be crazy to hire us.
Yeah.
We have a background of self-fucking destruction, and we take bosses down with us. That's why they are afraid to hire us. When we get thrown out the door, suits follow us.
All right.
But this Mancock is saying that offers are going to... Oh.
What a lying douche. Well, I guess they're going to write about it on one of the websites. Don't blow it this time around. Remember the last time we gave this scoop to somebody?
Yeah.
Well, we finally got on the phone with Mancow.
Well, he wrote...
Should we get into that now or a little later? I think because they're still trying to find the article. Because we're minding our own business at the end of the Opie and Anthony show yesterday, and then someone brings it to our attention that Mancow's trashing us again,
mouthing off about
and calling us failures in this article. And it's like, who's failing in this business?
Who's the failure? If you put our careers side to side, look who the failure is. Is it the guy that's lost just about every major market he was ever in and is on in maybe, how many was it? Maybe 10 or...
It was about 10 or 12 places, and most of these...
Can't even call them markets. They're just like places. You're right.
They're big towns. They're not even cities. They're big towns. And one of his big gets was Des Moines, and he got dropped from Des Moines.
Dropped from Des Moines.
He's not even heard in Chicago, where he made his name in radio. They even said, who wants to hear a goody two-shoes?
And he's just, he is a goody two-shoes.
Who the hell wants to hear a goody two-shoe?
A born-again goody two-shoes. He used to be the shock jock.
Right.
And now he's coming out against any type of, any type of entertaining radio. And not even shock jock. It's like saying you're coming out against hippies. There aren't any shock jocks left. There really aren't. There are a few dopey shows doing some dopey things, but as far as the shock jock genre, that's extinct now. The FCC and the fear of the FCC has pretty much put a stop to that kind of radio.
We're still an edgy show, but even back in the day, we didn't want to be known as shock jocks. That's such an easy label to put on a radio show.
But it's what the press will see, and that's something you got to do as a radio show. You have to get attention, so you do things that get attention. And that's all the press sees. They don't listen to the show on a daily basis, so they make you out as a shock jock, which is fine. That's how they see it. I have no problem with that. But Mancow is completely denying the fact that that's what he did. Yeah. He was a shock jock, and he was one of those, just typical hack shock jocks. Everything he did was fake and set up. And even his listeners are chiming in on message boards and stuff and saying, all that stuff was fake. When he had his stunt guy, Turd, are you okay, Turd? He's in the car. He's headed toward the wall. Turd, are you okay?
And then you would hear some awful sound effect from the sound effect library.
You'd hear a
car
crash scream that you heard on some ABC show the night before. It's wait, I heard that car crash. It's like the fake scream. Yeah, you'll hear this. Wait, I hear that on the O&A show. That's when a joke bombs.
That's not even a real car crash, what you're hearing.
Or that
was made up in a studio somewhere. Yeah.
You will hear that scream on TV show trailers everywhere.
Sure.
It's on the next 24. A woman's in trouble. You'll hear that. Well, believe me. And I laugh every time I hear it. I go, hey, that's our scream.
By the way, Mancow's going to have a lot of fun on his show today. Our pests are beating the crap out.
Oh, of course.
Right out of the gate today. Anyway, I think this is the one you're talking about, Anthony. It's quick.
Turd?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, bud? 15 miles an hour. He's going to give us the countdown
20,
as he goes racing into the side of a factory.
25.
A factory.
30 miles an hour. 35 miles an hour right now.
Oh
You're the concerned hole in the background.
Law enforcement's been set up.
Oh my God.
Come on, Turd.
25. Dial tone and
look, I just got the biggest douche. Look at my arm. Douche chills for everybody.
Little bumps on it.
Douche chill.
Into the side of a factory.
Dramatic music, car crash scream, and then the phone hangs up.
Yeah, what?
And then, oh my God, is he all right? I don't know.
You okay, Turd?
Hopefully he'll call before the end of today's show. And then, of course, he doesn't call because you want to get the TSL up, right, Mancow? Oh, well, maybe we'll hear from him tomorrow from the hospital. And then you don't because you want to keep that TSL and the Cume coming in, right, Mancow? And then finally you get the update. The reality is that sounds so fake. I'm embarrassed for him.
Did anyone listen to that?
I'm embarrassed for Chicago that they actually were digging this crap. Matter of fact, our own little Jimmy Norton was in on one of his fake stunts.
We found that out yesterday, before Jimmy Norton was involved with this fine program.
Yeah, I was doing very little radio. I was touring with Dice. I think it was like 98 or 99.
Yeah.
And I had met Mancow, and he flew me out to Chicago to play a rapist on his show. Like, on the radio show, to play a rapist. Like, he said you have to be a rapist, and, like, he was, like, kind of, like, be concerned, like, activist.
So he's going to be the guy that's outraged at your actions.
Yes.
So he can make himself look like a good guy. Like, look at what I'm doing. I'm exposing this guy, and I'm not going to take any guff from him. And meanwhile, it's Jim Norton, comedian.
Yeah. Well, as perverted as I am, I've never even forced anybody to do anything in bed, much less raped anybody.
Yeah.
I feel like a tool because it's like we're talking, and I had like notes and stuff. I don't know how to be a rapist. It's not as easy as you think. You know, I got out the shoe polish and I'm putting it all over my arms and face. And at one point he goes, there was a girl's voice. He goes, "Get out of here! I don't want you near this guy. I don't want you near this guy." But I'm like, there's no one in here.
There was no one else in the studio.
An invisible girl.
Yeah, no one had come in. And then he's like, was kind of goading me into like saying like, "Do I molest children?" And I'm like, I didn't go down that road. I'm like, no, I don't like kids because I think I'm going to be a rapist, not a pedophile.
Right.
I mean, you know, there's like different genres of that.
Of course.
This was
your motivation.
Yes.
Just about all of his show was just
fake setup stuff.
Fake.
It was phony setup stuff.
So now Mancow made a huge living being a shock jock for Chicago and other markets. Did very well. He's living in a fine house, a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Has more money than he knows what to do with. But also out of nowhere, he's like wants to be responsible on the radio and start a organization for responsible radio. So we're like, oh yeah, why don't you make a real statement? And this is in print now today, by the way. Why don't you make a real statement and give back all the money that you made being a shock jock? That would make a statement.
Yeah. Give it to charity. Give it away.
And then, he's saying stuff like, well, voyeuristic radio's dead. No, it's not, by the way. No, it's not.
No.
People still like to listen to radio shows like they're rubbernecking a car crash on the highway. Yeah. Trust me, that'll never go away. That'll never go away. Voyeuristic radio will always be around.
And he
likes using that term. Voyeuristic radio is over since the Janet Jackson incident.
He said
the reality is he changed as a person and became whatever. A douche.
Whatever he is, yeah. He said that 9/11 and the birth of his kids changed me completely. And changed him into, a douche. A douche that even his hardcore fans now see as a douche and aren't listening to. And he's being thrown out of markets left and right. Talk about failure. The guy has been thrown out of small markets. He's on in 10 towns. Not even on in Chicago anymore. And then he lies and says, well, people are, I'm getting offers around Chicago. No, you're not. He's a liar.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't even have brought him up, but he had to drag us into his crap.
Yeah, we got the statement finally.
So we comment about it, and then he says, he doesn't want anything to do with us hitching onto his star, which that killed me yesterday when I read that.
We can't even pronounce the towns he's in.
And we want to hitch onto that star?
Could you throw up his markets again for us? Because we can't even pronounce them. They're big towns in America that we've never heard of before. We're in such places as Chicago, New York, Philly,
New York
Washington,
City.
Boston, Vegas. It goes on and on. Cleveland and Providence and all these places. And he's in such markets as, wow, there's only one station listed? He must have had a really bad night. Anyway, here's his statement. Embattled former CBS radio chairman, CEO Joel Hollander, who was ousted this past Monday and replaced by Dan Mason, particularly draws Mancow's ire. This guy was the NAB point man for bringing back terrestrial radio and controlled a tremendous amount of radio time in America. What did he do? He brought in and promoted satellite radio shows. That is disgraceful. The government needs to wake up and bust monopolies. I hate to say I was right, but I knew this would fail. I'm the only guy who said that since the beginning. Opie and Anthony are failing miserably.
Are we?
We're on in 25 cities across America, I believe. And that number seems to go up almost weekly at this point.
Let me do a little horn tooting here for a second.
Ooh.
Anyone in radio right now would love to be failing like we're failing right now. Well, there isn't a personality around that wouldn't want to be failing as miserably as we are right now. You get anyone in radio and say, whose career would you like to have right now? O&A's or Mancow's? And I believe they would pick this program than pick the one that's in 10 towns, small little towns around the Midwest.
And pretty much the number one show on XM satellite radio. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're just failing miserably. And then he says there are no talent individuals, and they cannot survive in a post Janet Jackson or post 9/11 world. How moronic is it that Opie and Anthony would be your morning show? Look at people like David Lee Roth, Dennis Miller, Whoopi Goldberg. Can we stop? There are radio people who can do this job because we know this art form.
We know this art form. Well, your art form is getting you thrown off of stations. And the only stations you have left are small little towns around the country. You're a loser. You're a failure. You're a douche.
And now he wants to do responsible radio. Well, give back the money you made being a shock jock, and then I'll be impressed. I'll admit it. I'll finally be impressed.
My foundation for responsible radio.
Voyeuristic radio's
dead.
Really?
What I'm doing now is educated radio. You're an ass.
In the middle of this Mancow thing that happened yesterday, he takes his shots at us from time to time. I do believe, and we don't toot our horn often, but I do believe there's a jealousy thing happening there. He got kicked out of Chicago. His hometown station didn't want him anymore because the dude kind of turned his back on what got him to where he was in radio.
Which is fine if you're able to then do something else. But the guy's incapable of doing the type of radio he wants to do. He wants to be like Sean Hannity, like Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, he wants to be relevant. He wants to be political. He wants to be accepted as a legitimate news guy. And he's really too stupid and uninformed and ignorant to do that type of radio. That type of radio takes a lot of work.
Right.
Believe it or not, a lot of people are like, I don't like that kind of stuff, whatever. But you really have to be informed as to what's going on in the world if you're going to do that kind of radio.
And that doesn't even really bother me. What really bothers me is he made a lot of money doing the shock jock thing. Yeah. And now all of a sudden out of nowhere, because he can't do it anymore, he's going to start an organization for responsibility in broadcasting. And I say it again. Make a real statement. Give back all the money that you made being a shock jock.
And he's trying to use this organization to take away the radio shows that had the ability to adapt to these new rules that were put on by the FCC and the radio companies, and actually do a show that's still edgy and fun to do.
And then he turns around and trashes shows like Us. And say voyeuristic radio's dead. Voyeuristic radio's not dead. It will never die.
People still love peering in through the keyhole.
Right.
Seeing a nude broad behind there.
And he continues to say that we're failures. This guy would love to be on satellite radio. Neither satellite radio company at this time has shown any interest in this guy.
No one's showing interest in this guy.
We're pretty much the number one show on XM satellite radio. I keep saying pretty much because in our demos that we're supposed to reach, we definitely are. But I think we're even the biggest show on XM overall.
Yeah.
Okay, that alone is pretty damn impressive, okay? But on top of that, then we get to broadcast on 25 radio stations across America. That's not failing. And he continues to say that we're failures. As he's in such markets as Atlantic City / Cape May. That's the closest market to New York City. We're being heard in New York City on a regular radio station. He's being heard in Atlantic City, and he's telling us we're failures.
When I'm in Atlantic City, what I like to do is listen to the radio. I don't like doing that gambling or anything when I'm down there. Being in a casino, I like listening to the radio. And if you look around the area that isn't casino in Atlantic City, I'm sure he goes over well with the demo that's living in Atlantic City.
Yeah, of course. We're in Washington, D.C. The closest market I could find for him is Salisbury, Ocean City.
Where's that?
I don't even know, man.
Maryland, I think.
And then you got fine big towns that he's in, like Otsego, Minneapolis, Wausau, Wisconsin. These are the big ones, by the way.
And this is the jackass that's calling us failures.
Missoula, Montana, Medford, Oregon, Stockton, California.
The guy that called up Joel Hollander and was begging for Howard's old job. And they would play the messages for the executives at CBS and laugh. They would laugh at his messages.
Because he was pretty much begging. Like,
He'd
hey,
call
I know
up
I could do
and
the
beg,
job.
yeah.
I know I could do the job.
So they would play his messages and laugh at him, not even entertaining the thought of bringing him on board. And he lies by going on and saying, yeah, well, you know, I'm going round and round with CBS and a lot of other radio companies. Are you?
Well,
no, you're not.
We're on in Chicago. He's in Champaign, Illinois. So that's pretty impressive, you know. It just goes on and on. Jamestown, North Dakota. These are his markets. There's not one big city among them.
Bismarck, North Dakota, Alice. That's where the raccoons are buried.
And then, you know, this whole story made a bunch of radio websites yesterday, and then they got a hold of Mancow later in the afternoon. And once again, all brave in print, but he had the opportunity to go on with us yesterday.
Yep.
FMQB, Mancow shoots down Opie and Anthony challenge. Opie and Anthony have sent a challenge to Mancow. Give back all the money he made as a shock jock. The challenge comes after the duo read statements in an interview with Inside Radio where Mancow is promoting his new Foundation for Responsible Radio. In the interview, Mancow says Opie and Anthony are failing miserably. They're in last place in Chicago, and I told Joel Hollander to his face that would happen.
Wow.
These are no-talent individuals, and they cannot survive in a post-Janet Jackson or post-9/11 world. We explained how we are surviving. You heard that, hopefully. Flaunting his new political style show with an election year just around the corner, Mancow added, how moronic is it that Opie and Anthony would be your morning show? There are radio people who could do this job because we know this art form. During the XM satellite radio portion of today's show, the duo went off on the statements and Mancow's recent departures from Chicago and Des Moines radio. They also attacked his use of stage calls and guests, including once using Jim Norton to play a child molester. Well, it was a rapist there, Mikey. Not a child molester. We were off for 2 years. We came back and got back more markets than when we left, and we got satellite radio, and he's calling us failures, said Anthony. Later in the program, Anthony called into Mancow's show, posing as Tony from New York and wanting to discuss the Iran-Britain hostage situation. He was put on hold after being told by the screener to start his call by saying, Mancow, love your show. When Anthony was put on the air, he blew his opportunity to open dialogue with Mancow.
Thanks.
About the Inside Radio coach by actually sticking to his call-in topic.
I know, that's really
Everyone's
funny.
in shock, like, what the F?
When I read that, I started cracking up. I'm like, I just stuck to my topic like a good caller.
And he was dropped before he could say anything else.
What an idiot I am. I was very interested in my topic.
While O&A said the call was allegedly dropped because someone tipped off Mancow about the true identity of Tony from New York, FMQB has learned that Mancow had no idea the caller was actually Anthony. Mm-hmm. That is such BS, by the way. Opie called back later as himself, but Mancow's screener wouldn't put him on air, telling him that, you've made my last hour here a living hell. When Opie brought up that a huge audience was listening, the screener replied, I know, I've just talked to half of them, all 50 of them.
Oh, we get it.
He then told O&A, thank you for putting me on XM. I really appreciate it. The screener then hung up. Soon after, Opie said, Mancow's a pussy boy.
Yep. How else would you describe it?
For not taking our phone call. Yeah, absolutely. Because then we called back a bunch of times. He had the opportunity to go, you know, face-to-face on the phone at least. And he chickened out just like Dice and just like the rest of these fucking...
Oh, well, I certainly hope Al Dukes is down the hall.
That's right.
When potty mouth Opie hits the mic, Al Dukes better be sharp on the button.
That was a very responsible radio.
I'm sorry. He's a pussy boy.
You know,
like
I might have to support this Foundation for Responsible Radio.
What if kids are listening?
Kids listening, Opie's potty mouth.
Here's the update, by the way. See, then he gets brave again because, you know, he's safe behind a computer or, you know, away from us. Mancow was unavailable for comment immediately after his program due to personal reasons.
I'm an ass.
But he contacted FMQB later in the day. When asked about the call by Anthony, he confirmed he had no idea it had even happened and reiterated his disdain for the duo. That's just a flat-out lie. That's a lie. We do a radio show. If something like this happens, you would find out immediately that it was like someone trying to mess with you.
Come on. You know me, the caller that you called, brilliant.
And then here's his quote. I don't want to boost a career that is over by letting them attach themselves to my star.
A career that's over? Star. Gee. Unbelievable.
We already explained that, too.
That guy's delusional.
We're in a bunch of major markets across the country and on XM Satellite Radio. He doesn't even come close to this. The fact is, they're over.
Over?
Voyeuristic, stupid radio is over.
Yeah, we're all over the country.
Right.
You dope, 10-town idiot.
The fact is, they're over. Voyeuristic, stupid radio is over. I'm not going to boost them up by getting into a fake radio battle. A fake radio battle? This is a real issue.
He'd know fake.
We effing hate you. You're a pussy boy.
Yeah, this has
You're
nothing
a coward.
This is not fake.
Man, coward.
Oh.
Their ratings are awful all over America. They want to start a fake radio battle, and I'm not interested. It's not a fake radio battle. These are real issues.
And first of all, you're not interested. We didn't bring this up, you idiot. And you're the one that went to Inside Radio and commented on us and started throwing out a bunch of lies about us. We're not supposed to respond. And then when we respond and want to actually talk to the guy, he pussies out, doesn't take our call, and then says, I don't even want to have anything to do with these guys.
You don't want to have anything to do with us. You're so brave when we make the news for doing something outrageous, and you have no problem going on, Fox News Channel there and just trashing us and saying just amazing lies like you've met us and you've talked to us and we're just awful human beings when we're not doing our radio show. You don't know any of that crap, but you had no problem doing it on TV, and you continue to talk about us when our name pops up, but you don't want anything to do with us?
Dude, he's over. He's jealous. No one ever contacted him about taking any of the slots that Howard had. No one ever contacted him. He was the one that was bragging to the press. Look up, punch it up on Google. He was bragging to the press that he's the one that's going to be taken over, and no one called him because no one wants him. He got thrown out of Chicago. He's been thrown out of L.A. He was thrown out of Des Moines. The guy has 10 towns left that he's broadcasting from. No one even knows where he broadcasts from. He does a podcast. It's just... The guy is on the downslide. He's done. He had his moment. If you can't come back from that situation, you're done. We were off, like I said, we were off for 2 years. 2 years without being able to utter a peep on regular radio. And we were able to come back.
And satellite radio. We weren't on regular radio for over 4 years.
Yeah, for over 4 years on regular radio. And we come back. And we're in major markets.
Reinventing ourselves every day, by the way.
You're in small towns, and you're calling us failures?
And then he finishes by saying, and he could have done all this right to our face, by the way.
Yeah, do it on the phone.
We're not scared.
We were right there yesterday.
We take on all challengers.
Just a phone call away, douchebag.
I get to work on a radio show, he says. The best radio show in America. And I'm not calling other radio shows trying to get attention.
No, you're just babbling about him in print articles.
And on TV, when you get the chance. Because wow, this I finally get to show my face.
Yeah.
Not because it's something you're actually doing. You have to talk about us, you douche. It's so pathetic. I'm out of it. I'm done. Have no desire to be part of that, even a little. And then it goes further. FMQB contacted us and contacted him. Said, look, why don't we discuss this? Why don't we just discuss this?
Yeah.
And FMQB was going to write about it, get us on the phone with a moderator, and we were going to talk voyeuristic radio, shock jock radio, responsible radio. And we said, yeah, no problem.
Yep.
No problem. We'll kick his ass with our intelligence.
Get some facts.
No problem. And guess who pushed out? Guess who pushed out?
Mancow.
Guess who pushed out? Old pussy boy. That's right. You're a pussy boy. Boy, in my neighborhood, you call someone a pussy boy. Those are fighting words. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Nothing, because you're a coward.
Pussy boy's fighting words on the Upper West Side?
Oh, that's where I live now, but I'm...
Oh, okay.
I'm from the mean streets of Centerport, Long Island. Some of these clamors, they got a little scary when you met them in the bars and stuff.
It's a pussy boy, and some effeminate man hits you with his poodle.
For associating him with that disgusting thing.
He's a coward. There you go. This whole story made a bunch of radio websites yesterday, and then they got a hold of Mancow later in the afternoon. And once again, all brave in print, but he had the opportunity to go on with us yesterday.
Yep.
FMQB, Mancow shoots down Opie and Anthony challenge. Opie and Anthony have sent a challenge to Mancow. Give back all the money he made as a shock jock. The challenge comes after the duo read statements in an interview with Inside Radio where Mancow is promoting his new Foundation for Responsible Radio. In the interview, Mancow says Opie and Anthony are failing miserably. They're in last place in Chicago, and I told Joel Hollander to his face that would happen. Wow. These are no-talent individuals, and they cannot survive in a post-Janet Jackson or post-9/11 world. We explained how we are surviving. You heard that, hopefully. Flaunting his new political style show with an election year just around the corner, Mancow added, how moronic is it that Opie and Anthony would be your morning show? There are radio people who could do this job because we know this art form. During the XM Satellite Radio portion of today's show, the duo went off on the statements and Mancow's recent departures from Chicago and Des Moines radio. They also attacked his use of stage calls and guests, including once using Jim Norton to play a child molester. Well, it was a rapist there, Mikey. Not a child molester. We were off for 2 years. We came back and got back more markets than when we left, and we got satellite radio, and he's calling us failures, said Anthony. Later in the program, Anthony called into Mancow's show, posing as Tony from New York and wanting to discuss the Iran-Britain hostage situation. He was put on hold after being told by the screener to start his call by saying, Mancow, love your show. When Anthony was put on the air, he blew his opportunity to open dialogue with Mancow.
Thanks.
About the Inside Radio quotes by actually sticking to his call-in topic.
I know, that's really
Everyone's
funny.
in shock, like, what the F?
When I read that, I started cracking up. I'm like, I just stuck to my topic like a good caller.
And he was dropped before he could say anything else.
What an idiot I am. I was very interested in my topic.
While O&A said the call was allegedly dropped because someone tipped off Mancow about the true identity of Tony from New York, FMQB has learned that Mancow had no idea the caller was actually Anthony. That is such BS, by the way. Opie called back later as himself, but Mancow's screener wouldn't put him on air, telling him that you've made my last hour here a living hell. When Opie brought up that a huge audience was listening, the screener replied, I know, I've just talked to half of them, all 50 of them.
Oh, we get it.
He then told O&A, thank you for putting me on XM. I really appreciate it. The screener then hung up. Soon after, Opie said, Mancow's a pussy boy.
Yep. How else would you describe it?
For not taking our phone call. Yeah, absolutely. Because then we called back a bunch of times. He had the opportunity to go, face-to-face on the phone at least. And he chickened out just like Dice and just like the rest of these fucking...
Oh, well. What? I certainly hope Al Dukes is down the hall.
That's right.
When Potty Mouth Opie hits the mic, Al Dukes better be sharp on the button.
That was a very responsible radio.
I'm sorry. He's a pussy boy.
You know,
like
I might have to support this Foundation for Responsible Radio.
What if kids are listening?
Kids listening, Opie's potty mouth.
Here's the update, by the way. See, then he gets brave again because, he's safe behind a computer or, away from us. Mancow was unavailable for comment immediately after his program due to personal reasons.
I'm an ass.
But he contacted FMQB later in the day. When asked about the call by Anthony, he confirmed he had no idea it had even happened and reiterated his disdain for the duo. That's just a flat-out lie. That's a lie. We do a radio show. If something like this happens, you would find out immediately that it was like someone trying to mess with you.
Come on. You know me, the caller that you called brilliant.
And then here's his quote. I don't want to boost a career that is over by letting them attach themselves to my star.
A career that's over?
Star?
Gee. Unbelievable.
We already explained that, too.
That guy's delusional.
We're in a bunch of major markets across the country and on XM Satellite Radio. He doesn't even come close to this. The fact is they're over.
Over?
Voyeuristic, stupid radio is over.
Yeah, we're all over the country.
Right.
You dope, 10-town idiot.
The fact is they're over. Voyeuristic, stupid radio is over. I'm not going to boost them up by getting into a fake radio battle. A fake radio battle? This is a real issue.
He'd know fake.
We effing hate you. You're a pussy boy.
Yeah, this has
You're
nothing
a coward.
This is not fake.
Man, coward.
Oh.
Their ratings are awful all over America. They want to start a fake radio battle, and I'm not interested. It's not a fake radio battle. These are real issues.
And first of all, you're not interested. We didn't bring this up, you idiot. And you're the one that went to Inside Radio and commented on us and started throwing out a bunch of lies about us. We're not supposed to respond, and then when we respond and want to actually talk to the guy, he pussies out, doesn't take our call, and then says, I don't even want to have anything to do with these guys.
You don't want to have anything to do with us. You're so brave when we make the news for doing something outrageous, and you have no problem going on, Fox News Channel there and just trashing us and saying just amazing lies like you've met us and you've talked to us and we're just awful human beings when we're not doing our radio show. You don't know any of that crap, but you had no problem doing it on TV, and you continue to talk about us when our name pops up, but you don't want anything to do with us?
Dude, he's over. He's jealous. No one ever contacted him about taking any of the slots that Howard had. No one ever contacted him. He was the one that was bragging to the press. Look up, punch it up on Google. He was bragging to the press that he's the one that's going to be taken over, and no one called him because no one wants him. He got thrown out of Chicago. He's been thrown out of L.A. He was thrown out of Des Moines. The guy has 10 towns left that he's broadcasting from. No one even knows where he broadcasts from. He does a podcast. It's just... The guy is on the downslide. He's done. He had his moment. If you can't come back from that situation, you're done. We were off, like I said, we were off for 2 years. 2 years without being able to utter a peep on regular radio. And we were able to come back.
And satellite radio. We weren't on regular radio for over 4 years.
Yeah, for over 4 years on regular radio. And we come back. And we're in major markets.
Reinventing ourselves every day, by the way.
You're in small towns, and you're calling us failures?
And then he finishes by saying, and he could have done all this right to our face, by the way.
Yeah, do it on the phone.
We're not scared.
We were right there yesterday.
We take on all challengers.
Just a phone call away, douchebag.
I get to work on a radio show, he says, the best radio show in America. And I'm not calling other radio shows trying to get attention.
No, you're just babbling about him in print articles.
And on TV when you get the chance. Because wow, this I finally get to show my face.
Yeah.
Not because it's something you're actually doing. You have to talk about us, you douche. It's so pathetic. I'm out of it. I'm done. Have no desire to be part of that, even a little. And then it goes further. FMQB contacted us and contacted him. Said, look, why don't we discuss this? Why don't we just discuss this?
Yeah.
And FMQB was going to write about it, get us on the phone with a moderator, and we were going to talk voyeuristic radio, shock jock radio, responsible radio. And we said, yeah, no problem.
Yep.
No problem. We'll kick his ass with our intelligence.
Get some facts.
No problem. And guess who pushed out? Guess who pushed out?
Mancow.
Guess who pushed out? Old pussy boy. That's right. You're a pussy boy. Boy, in my neighborhood, you call someone a pussy boy. Those are fighting words. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Nothing, because you're a coward.
Pussy boy's fighting words on the Upper West Side?
Oh, that's where I live now, but I'm...
Oh, okay.
I'm from the mean streets of Centerport, Long Island. Some of these clamors, they got a little scary when you met them in the bars and stuff.
He said, pussy boy, and some effeminate man hits you with his poodle.
For associating him with that disgusting thing.
He's a coward. There you go. Here's Mancow.
Well, Mancow, are you being talked to every day? Don't go over the line. That'll be it. We can't even stand by you. We can't save you.
Here's the deal, Brian. I don't go over the line. I know where the line is, and it's some of these shows, these lesser shows that are trying to get attention. They don't have ratings, and they'll do whatever it takes to get attention. And when you do that, you find yourself in trouble.
He is the biggest douchebag in this business.
Oh my! Wait a minute, God!
Look, we have problems. We have problems with radio show hosts, but when it comes to douchebags, you are listening to the biggest one in the entire fucking business. He made his life. He made his life getting attention by doing outrageous shit. Yeah. So does that mean you never had talent in this business, you dope? And we all know where the line is, but this is a whole different ball game now.
He is, you're right, the worst radio personality out there. Worse than Howard, as far as our wars go with radio people or our hatred for other personalities. I'd sooner have Howard come over for dinner than even spit on fucking Mancow to get that close to him. This guy is a dickbag, lying fucking sack of shit. Well, he's a liar.
Here's the difference, too. Obviously we have our problems with Howard, but at least he bases a lot of his stuff on real facts. He's
sometimes
he skews them here and there. This fucking guy, man, dude,
constant liar,
just completely just ignores facts and lies through his teeth.
One thing you can't argue is Howard's success. The guy's had success in his career. Stop.
Dude, you got guys got to be pulling in $125,000 a year.
Perhaps more than that, Jim.
Finally, Mancow adds us to his...
that's right. We were talking about this douchebag.
State of radio.
Would these guys still be on the air had Imus not gotten it a couple weeks ago?
Well, that station in New York has a lot of problems right now. I mean, Dan Mason is the new head of CBS. I think there's a new sheriff in town. I think Opie and Anthony are gone. They say they're on their vacation. I think they're back to satellite. Imus is gone. So you got a bunch of stations in the CBS cluster that have lost a lot of programming. I think you're going to see a change. So, and don't be surprised if you see me on.
So really, Mancow, are you close to cutting a deal?
Well, we're on a few Imus stations right now, and I think we could work out a deal.
Wow. Good luck with that.
Our old buddy, sure, he's becoming a big star now. He's going to forget about us. Mancow, thanks very much. Have a nice weekend.
Shut the fuck up, you dumb cock-sucking dick fuck. What an asshole. What? The whole collection of them. The guy that was talking, the cunt that was talking, and Mancow. All of them. Fucking dick fucks. Oh, that Mancow's a liar. Close to cutting the deal. And you can just hear the lie. You can hear that lying in his voice. Where he's trying to come up with something. Try to come up with something. Yeah.
And how gullible is the guy that's asking the question?
Stop it. Enough. He's not close to cutting shit. They're supposedly on a vacation, but they're gone. Are we? Where did we go the past 2 days, Mancow? I'll tell you where. Radio stations that were being listened to. Not like you fucking dickbag. God, do I hate that. Oh, do I hate him. I hate him.
E-Rock is... What, E-Rock?
Fat? Oh, sorry. I thought...
You may hate...
Oh, come on, E-Rock.
What the fudge?
I'm just toying with you.
Exactly.
You want me to sign?
Leave Augustus Nagel alone.
Augustus Nagel.
Dude, I got his press package.
Yeah.
It's a big picture of him in a gorilla suit because I guess he's the, what is it called? The
800-pound gorilla in the room
that no one wants to talk about.
Is he? Yeah, no one wants to talk about him. That's for sure.
And it says Mancow welcomes new affiliates. So this is going out to everybody. This is the big get. San Francisco on AM 860 KTRB.
Oh.
Houston, and then in parentheses, announcement embargoed until March 31st.
My announcement's been embargoed. There's ships holding it off.
He's heard in Cincinnati, Miami on some small AM, Indianapolis, Atlantic City. Wow,
Atlantic City,
and not Vegas, but Reno.
Yeah.
That's,
all right.
That's the big.
That's it, huh?
Wow, that's just as impressive as
the guy is a compulsive liar. He is just whatever fucking. The guy couldn't come up with an honest thing. You're close to cutting a deal. I'm already on some of the Imus stations. Are you?
Are you?
Name one. Which ones?
Name one.
And things. Nothing. No one wants you. You've turned into a religious fanatic, is what you've done. That's pretty much what his fans are saying, that used to listen to him when he was a shock jock that he likes to say he never was. He's this, he wants to be a political guy, but he throws, this, oh, God bless. He throws his religion in there. He doesn't know how to fucking talk politics. So it's just this mishmash of shit that no one wants to pick up and no one wants to listen to.
Well, we got his demo.
Yep.
Is it old?
Nope.
No, this is the one that's with the new show that he's trying to...
This is the one that's being sent out. And believe me,
This is being sent out. No one's asking for this.
I am proud to say that I haven't sent out a demo. Ant and I have been working together 12 years. We never sent out a demo.
No.
Never had to send out a demo. Stations just pick us up word of mouth. Back in the day, when I first started on radio, yes, that's how you get jobs. You send out demos. E-Rock knows. Most of the guys around here know. You send out your demo. But this stage in your career, you got to send out a demo to get stations? That's not too good.
He's sending out a fucking demo. Do you think Howard would have to send out a demo? Do you think Imus, when he does, believe me, he will get back on the air, will have to send out a demo of his material?
Or Than and Sam?
Than and Sam. No demo necessary.
Not enough good stuff to make one.
Sam is the star.
I'm glad he stepped out.
He did. He said no demo. And I said there's not enough good stuff to make one.
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
That's horrible.
I didn't mean it. What was I going to say? Yeah, they're good. That doesn't help the joke.
You know something? Words that hurt.
Yeah, you're hurting.
Words that hurt, Jimmy.
My apologies.
All right,
I apologize to Than, who could make short work of me. Samuel I could tangle with.
All right, what do you got, E-Rock?
The very first track of this...
We're even.
All right. So what are we doing?
We were doing a Mancow demo tape.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear one of his great bits that he's sending out to radio companies to try to have them hire him, which they're not. And that's what I was saying. Howard doesn't send out demo tapes. We don't send out demo tapes. Come on. Than and Sam, no demo tapes there. We put them right on the air on Saturday, whenever the hell that is. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The first track of the demo is Mancow doing what bit?
Yeah, we forgot. The first track of the demo is Mancow starting off everything by lying blatantly.
Blatantly lying. Okay? That's what he does.
Who?
Mancow.
Oh.
He lies a lot. On the air. He lies. You are just trolling.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
We can hear it.
I'd like to hear it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Because it feels so empty without me.
Shut me down because I say it the way it is.
This looks like a job for me, so all
right,
just follow
we are here.
We need a little controversy.
Welcome to Free Speech, taking more calls than any other radio show in America. We want to give you a voice, 1-888-2-MANCOW. I guess because, you know, the first day back in San Francisco here on a major powerhouse station, man. This is exciting. 100,000 watts. You ought to see the footprint on this thing. We basically cover. This is basically everyone in California is hearing us right now, so this is cool.
Awesome.
Jesus. That isn't even allowed. I think that was like Wolfman Jack did 100,000 watts from Mexico. That was pretty much it.
Is that how he got heard all over the country, right?
Yeah.
The station's logo for San Francisco says 50,000.
What did he say?
100,000.
100,000.
Yeah. Pretty much most of the
AM.
Yeah. What else can we play?
He does a gay psychic bit.
Is it good?
No.
Why not?
Because he doesn't really tell. The person he has on doesn't really tell the future. They just tell you if you're gay or straight, and then you have to accept it. Second the answer, and he hangs up on you.
Mariah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a nurse. I've been married 3 times. My best friends are women, and I just.
All right, Terry. Terry.
Yeah, I'm getting from Mariah. I'm getting that she's a lesbian. That she's in fact gay.
There you go, Mariah. You're lesbian.
Yeah. I mean, I would relish it. I would go with it. Do
you have anything to say about that, Mariah?
Well, actually, I think I'm bisexual.
Oh well, okay. There's no such thing though, so you're a lesbian.
This is on his demo. Yep. Now this wasn't because sometimes I'll tell you. Sometimes we pull audio that's really bad of somebody.
You're giving away our secrets.
Well, no, it's not that it didn't exist. It's just really bad. But this is the best that he has culled from his program to put together as a representation of his show to send out to radio stations so they can maybe consider him for employment. That's good stuff.
We got one more, maybe? Maybe that was just like a fluke.
Could have been.
What else you got there, E-Rock?
He does fake prank phone calls.
Want to give us a little more than that?
He has jingles leading into his fake prank phone calls announcing that it's a Mancow phone scam.
Jingles.
Phone scam time! Hot damn, it's a Mancow phone scam. Hot damn, it's a Mancow phone scam. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
Holy shit.
Yes, is this the doctor's office?
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank God. You got to help me, Doc. You got to help me. I've got March Madness.
Oh, my God. Our sportscaster has March Madness.
March Madness. Can you help me?
Yeah, come on over.
March Madness, help me. Oh,
God, help.
I got March Madness.
Come on over.
March Madness.
You're just going to continue?
Oh, March Madness.
Holy fuck.
Kent, the movie guy from San Fran,
Holy
Psycho.
shit. Wait, I can't even.
Fake phone calls, unlike all the real calls E-Rock makes to Domino's.
Now that's a stretch. Come on.
We went 2 minutes without a laugh. I had to do it. That's the only reason I did that one. Wow.
That is so fucking bad with that bad intro, that like white man rap intro. And then what was that prank? What was that? What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Well, if a guy had... madness is typically a medical thing.
He had the March Madness, yeah, because of, the college, basketball. I understand the March Madness part, but isn't a prank supposed to have a payoff or go somewhere or be funny at least somewhere? Yes, Stan?
Well, she kind of ruined it, too, because he's like, can I come in? She's like, yup. All right, bit over.
Yeah, I can come in. Yeah, March Madness.
And they use the same, come on in twice.
Yeah.
So they, like...
Well, you know what? You're probably being unfair. There's probably a good clip on there that you're not getting to because you're only playing one clip.
All right, do we have one more example while we're...
I hope so.
E-Rock, you got the listing in front of you, the one right under it.
Mystery movie bit?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Mystery movie bit. Remember, this is the demo tape. This is the best he can gather to show this. This is like your fucking, when you put together a resume, you want the best shit right there. And this is it.
What is the bit about, seriously?
It's he plays a sound clip from a movie. You have to call in and guess and win a Mancow t-shirt.
Oh, God damn it.
All right.
Is he this delusional? He thinks fucking America wants to hear this crap?
Who cares?
Armando in Florida, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, sir.
Armando.
Now, you think you know what the mystery movie is. What do you think it is?
I think it's Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic is not right, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, come on, man. I've been relying on this all morning long, man. I knew it was. And it's not. I feel like killing myself, dude.
No, dude, we'll give you the prize. We'll give you the prize. We'll give you the prize.
Live.
We'll give you the prize. It's the wrong answer, but we'll act. No, dude. It's the wrong answer, but we're going to act like it's the right answer. Because I don't want you to... It's not worth... I'll give you this stupid Mancow shirt, dude. It's not worth killing yourself.
And now, the Mancow Mystery Movie.
Let's go to... I want to go to Armando in Florida.
So fake.
Armando, what is it?
Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, that's right!
Yeah! Armando!
Good job!
Holy shit!
I don't know what to say to this.
Dude, if you're gonna, like, set up a guy, make him believe he's gonna kill himself, that guy said, I'm gonna kill myself, like anyone would just say it.
Yeah.
as just a throwaway line,
right?
And then he, with his bad acting,
no!
Make it believe that the guy actually is going to kill himself because he didn't win a T-shirt. Who the fuck is buying into this shit?
Apparently, nobody. Apparently, not a single person. This is horrible. What's the pad data say?
Man douche.
Oh, it does?
Congratulations.
You're off the pad data. Nice.
We can't go back to you after this. This is some unbelievable shit.
Think of the show.
What is there any others worth playing?
Yeah. Only if there's. I think there might be one more highlighted, but
top of the hour celebration.
Oh yeah.
What's this about?
Every week at the top of the hour on a certain show, he has to play this one song all the time.
Every week.
At the top of the hour.
Top of the hour.
Where you would play a legal ID or something.
Right.
He plays a song that's required once an hour.
Right. What else?
By the way, we don't hide behind lies. See, we're brave enough. Mancow thinks he's great at radio. We're showing everyone what his demo tape's all about. This is his actual demo tape that he's sending out to people. So this is what he thinks is the best of the stuff he does.
You know what? I would love the opportunity if I was in his shoes, where you don't really have a lot of stations, you don't have a lot of listeners, to be able to give the best material you have to a show that is nationally syndicated and have them play it. Imagine being able to do that. Put together your best of the best.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's what he did, and great stuff. Wow.
All right, so the celebration, top of the hour celebration.
He has to play a song once a week or once an hour?
From what I was hearing in the demo, he does it once a week, like one day a week. At the top of every hour, he plays this song.
All right, here we go.
Gentle, forgive me. This is law. It is the top of the hour. Woo!
This is where the DJ talks. Don't say anything.
Okay. All right. It's the Mancow Show. This was the #1 song in America, 1982. The Mackenzie Brothers with Rush.
Beauty, go. Do you play the whole song? You're fucking me, right?
No, he plays the whole song, but in the demo it blends into something else.
I bet you got that line for down the road.
You did realize what you said, right?
What the fuck?
You're fucking me, right?
Oh, you did, okay.
All right, well.
Yeah, well, you need that, of course. Like, there ain't 8,000 other lines that I've said.
I know.
There's been ones where it's just like, hey, whip that cock out. Of course.
And why would you want that?
So I could... I'm not saying it. I'm not that stupid.
I know, you're not going to catch me saying I'm a cum guzzler.
Right.
So what do we got left here?
That was the hour. What was that called?
Well, how about the fighting with the hole over the Rosie Bad Parody song? Is that good?
It is so bad that we couldn't even highlight it on that.
Oh.
And what about the bad Irish PSA he does?
It's all fake production. They use corny Irish parody names, and they're pretending to be drunk homeless guys.
Ugh. What's the Rosie thing, though? I like some kind of current topic.
They're arguing over, I guess, something Rosie said on The View.
Yeah.
And she's defending Rosie, and he's saying, "Oh, you're female. Of course you got to defend her." And then he plays a parody of that she eats a lot.
What's that?
I bet the parody's awful.
Well, you want to get the bit, the Mancow fighting?
Yeah, let's just hear a little of that.
Are you just saying that because that's what like every woman has to say she wants Hillary, every black guy has to say he wants Obama, because it's just the rule. Could you step outside of the box and say, so to speak, could you just say she's just a pig?
But see, I don't think that, and I've been quiet this whole time because I know you don't like her, and I don't want to upset you.
But you're not just doing it just because we're on the radio.
I don't care. No, I don't have to prove anything to you or anybody.
Okay.
Rosie, please go away.
Oh.
Find a new way to attack the buffet. Go home.
I don't like this at all.
Oh my God.
Oh wow, she's fat. That's so clever. So funny.
Just like your fat children.
Pal, that's great morning radio. Wow.
Spinning your fingers that have yellow stain. from T2.
I don't care. I like it.
Your tune.
It's so easy.
Oh my! That is like the goof we do on Holes.
Yeah.
Of the show. That's like a goof, but they really do it.
Yeah. But
now.
But is that like the type of, is that his original song, or is that one of those like Prep Burger type things?
It's probably Prep Burger, or one of those like
yeah. So there you
services.
Well, good luck to you, Mancow. If fucking CBS wants you over us, God bless. Have fucking fun with that shitty material.
Wow. Yeah, there's a little preview.
That's his actual demo, sending out to potential stations.
That's good stuff.
Hey, remember our old pal Mancow?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently he still somehow thinks he's relevant.
Right, well.
I don't know where he is, I swear to you, I don't know where he is or what he does.
I think he's on a bunch of, like, small AMs.
Like real tiny markets around the country in these little towns.
Trying to do that political horse shit.
Yeah. He thinks he wants to be Hannity so bad, and he's failing so miserably at it. I take it on one of these clips he bashes Satellite, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a show.
Satellite, by the way, if you look and Google News, the Opie and Anthony show, it just, stories pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Stories pop up all the time. Big ones, little ones, things that people say on our show are recognized as things that are in pop culture and comments from people that, are newsmakers.
Well, we're regularly featured on Breitbart, WhatWould
Exactly. And where is Mancow?
I haven't
hate even saying the name.
I haven't seen one clip from his radio show being featured anywhere.
No, not nothing. I didn't. I swear to you, I thought he was off the air. I thought he was just sitting out.
Well, this pile of horse shit was on Jimmy Fallon.
Pile of horse shit.
I got in these battles. I should say I won.
I got in these battles. I'm still with the fake voice, even though I reinvented myself.
These guys with their stupid fake voices.
Yeah.
Start with that. Use your real voice, and then maybe you'll get respect in this business. Where's that disc where they all sound the same? I got to play that again.
Battles.
Guys, please, everyone's getting tense.
Is he trying to say... Is he trying to say that like he won all these battles? Because I don't know of one radio battle that he actually won. Every fucking guy
is stomped on him.
Stomped on him. He's not going to say that he won a radio battle against Howard
with
or
anybody.
us, is he?
Well, the question that led into this clip was Jimmy Fallon mentioning all the radio wars he's been in, including Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony.
Oh, he mentioned our name?
He did.
Oh,
Fallon
did?
Yes.
Fallon loves us, by the way.
Yes.
Loves us. Can't wait to have us back.
570 a.m.
He's on 570 a.m. Oh, fuck.
In Washington, apparently.
And I got a question for you, though.
Yeah.
Seriously. What do you think Little Nicky thinks of me?
I don't know what
Little Nicky thinks. Little Nicky, it's Monday, and we're discussing Mancow on Jim.
He's changed his look a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he really wants to be Little Nicky anymore.
I think he's slowly changing his look.
Call me Little Nick. A little different.
He's starting to realize that this show suffers from OCD, and it's never going away unless he changes his look. Oh, we're looking at the Mancow Empire. What other great stations is he on,
Dude, his website's so bad, he's got white text on a white background.
Yeah.
So you'd have to highlight it to see.
And look,
such a dope.
He wants to hide that market.
But he's on from 2 to 5 a.m.
What?
2 to 5.
Who the fuck is listening to Mancow from 2 to 5 a.m.? What is he
5
talking
to 8
about?
a.m. in Stockton.
Stockton, we already took a phone call from fucking England today, you fucking douche. We're worldwide.
Oh, my God. He's on all these little
And our
AMs.
bits are fucking being featured on some pretty prominent websites these days. So he was on Jimmy Fallon with his fake voice. Let's listen in on this.
I got in these battles. I should say I won. We're on 60 stations. We're doing well. We haven't been sent over to satellite. We're in the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I was able to reinvent myself and do a show for regular audiences. They had to go off to the graveyard there. But
that would be Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern.
Oh, really? We're in the
graveyard over there.
Here
Really?
at the graveyard.
Are you kidding me? Like Ant said, I didn't even know he was still doing radio.
I got to be honest. If you're doing something that's really good, you don't need to reinvent yourself. Why reinvent yourself if
I've
what you're doing
reinvented
is
myself from a douchebag to an asshole. Very hard to do. More white text on white background.
What, you're trying to figure out what markets he's in?
Look, in Houston,
And he
he's
calls
on
it the Free Speech Radio Network? Ugh.
on
What the fuck you talking about, freak?
He's
Be more funny.
11:50
Boring.
a.m. That isn't the time. That's the frequency. 11:50 a.m. in Corpus
Wait,
Christi.
he's on at 11:50 a.m.?
No,
I'm
that's
confused.
the
Ant. I'm
frequency.
confused. What?
It's
What?
way over. You actually got to crack your knob on your radio.
Does the AM dial go up to 11:50? I don't know.
No, that's shortwave. You can actually cook food if you tune into it's microwaves. If you tune into Mancow's show and you put a sandwich close to it, it will heat up.
In Houston, he's on Mondays from 2 to 5 a.m., but Tuesday through Friday, they won't give him that precious 2 a.m. spot. So he's just 3 to 5 a.m., Tuesday through Friday.
This is the guy that won the battle.
He won the battle. He's on AM stations in the middle of the night.
And then you click on a lot of states, and there's just nothing.
Are you kidding me?
It's really easy.
A lot of these states, he's competing with John and Jeff.
John.
The overnight.
The
overnight.
Oh, he's battling it with the kings
John
of overnights, John and
Those
Jeff.
guys always take the tough angle. Child molesters are bad. Whoa, easy guys.
My God, where is that?
Was Mancow really on an episode of Penn and Teller's bullshit about profanity and censorship? We got to find that because I bet you we need to know what Mancow has to say on that subject. And then he had this to say on Jimmy Fallon.
Real quick thing before you go. Satellite radio, would you ever go?
No, I don't believe.
Okay, look, you fucking douchebag. You wanted to be on satellite radio. We know for a fact, you ass. So we have a lot of people in common. Guess what? Satellite radio didn't want you.
Didn't even
So, of
want
course,
him.
you're going to go, no, I'm never going to go.
Real quick thing before you go. Satellite radio, would you ever go?
No, I don't believe in charging people to see you or to hear you. It just doesn't seem right.
In your
we
case,
we
I
do a show where
agree.
we're fighting for
Well, yeah, I mean, if no one's going to come, then...
For Mancow, I would agree.
Right.
Ugh. But wait, not believing in charging people to see you. So the Sopranos or The Wire or HBO or Comedy Central, you're charging people for all those services.
Right.
You know, Hollywood, you don't charge people to see you. Everything's
Any
just
movie
free.
that you go to see,
Stand-up comics.
a concert, everything should be free.
And way to be in touch. I mean, regular radio is heading toward charging.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Exactly.
of discussions going on. Like, I don't think we could keep this free anymore. With what's going on with the fees they got to pay to the record companies. Ugh. They're in a weird spot, that regular radio. They don't know what the fuck to do.
Real quick thing before you go. Satellite radio, would you ever go?
No, I don't believe in charging people to see you or to hear you. It just doesn't seem right. We do a show where we're fighting for common sense. We're fighting for the regular person, kind of a libertarian lean. You're going to be doing $6 out of $10 in New York as taxes. That's coming for you. $6 out of $10 in New York. And this is the stuff we talk about. I can't bill people for that.
Yeah.
Would they pay? Would they pay for this? No. See? We got to do it for free.
I got to do it for free. The Mancow experience.
The Mancow experience? He called
Experience.
That guy is probably the biggest douche ever to work in radio.
I wouldn't even say probably.
Trust me.
We've dealt with some giant douches.
There's another guy that's actually, wins by a fucking huge fucking fat belly. That sounds exactly like him, by the way. Those two scumbags are real close.
I really can't fucking stand Mancow. He's full of. I'm gonna fucking just punch you.
And what? He's on just AM stations?
Yeah,
for the most part.
It's mixed. It's here and there, but a lot of.
He used to be on a lot of really good FM stations, and that all went away. He wanted to be on satellite. Satellite said, go fuck yourself. So then he had to reinvent himself and make believe all of a sudden he gave a shit about politics and decide I'm going to try to be like a Sean Hannity guy. And the radio world is not really going with it. If you're on a bunch of tiny little AMs in the middle of the night, guess what? That's not really succeeding.
No. What dumbass.
We got our own channel on satellite radio. That's a lot bigger than what Mancow's doing with a bunch of tiny AMs across America.
Ugh. Morning Madhouse.
No, it's the experience.
That's the experience.
Oh, the Mancow experience.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, turd. Are you in the car, turd, heading toward the wall?
The fake wall.
The big fake wall and the sound effects. Oh, my God, is turd okay? 6 out of every $10 is going to be taxed on... Reinvented yourself. No, you're a fucking hypocrite who no one knows who the fuck you are. You're phony.
This guy's always the last one in on a trend.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole world changed with a lot of guys going, and doing the political thing, and then finally Mancow, because now it's safe. I guess I could get into this.
I could get in there and,
Shock
big business now.
Shock Jock Radio. He was the last man in there. He's just a fucking
turd.
Was that thing fake though? That sounded real. That car crash.
Oh, you want?
Sounded so
Do
real.
we have the Mancow bit? Because we are really concerned about Turd.
What's
Turd could have really hurt himself.
Is Turd doing editorials now under the name Walter Cronkite?
Turd, what do you got on the healthcare thing?
Turd's talking from a car speeding toward a wall. Turd, what about tariffs that are overseas jobs going overseas?
Let me say hi to Tom in Boston. Tom.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Back in '97, I was living in Chicago, and Mancow was featured in this great commercial for auto insurance.
Seen that one. That's a classic.
What? I didn't see that, did I?
Classic bit of hackery.
What? He was in an insurance commercial?
Yeah, he was in an insurance commercial, and it's legit.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is what this guy wants to be. He's such a fucking phony.
Do we have a special guest for Jimmy?
Love you, Jimmy.
Look at this.
For the day after his birthday.
Oh, my God.
All right, wait, we got to see this.
Yeah.
We have a special guest coming in for Jimmy. His birthday for real was yesterday, so we're going to do a little celebrating today. But first, the Mancow insurance commercial.
There's a chick walking down the street. Mancow's in a car with this music blasting. He crashed.
Do you have insurance on this car?
No.
Oh, my God.
What's that?
It's Eagle Woman.
I've got something for you.
All right, stop this.
Look,
all right,
she's dropping her.
Wait, he's doing... What is this? This is a legitimate commercial.
It is a real commercial. It is a real commercial for an insurance company.
What's he trying out for Saturday Night Live or something?
That he did a commercial for. Yeah, this is really this fucking douchebag.
All right, continue. I got to see what happens with Eagle Woman.
I back it up a little.
Yeah, we got it.
For you.
Look, she's dropping her rates.
You can't beat this.
Eagle guarantees the lowest auto rates in Illinois.
Look at those low rates.
I'm stunned. I am stunned.
Dude, you shouldn't
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
You shouldn't be allowed to talk about us and Howard. Go fuck
Anybody.
yourself. What an embarrassment. How much money do you make for that? $200, you loser?
and
he had his
forever
glasses
looked like
on
a
crooked
dick.
through half the commercial because he was in a car accident. Waka waka.
Because he saw that girl walking by and he was scoping her out.
Was he?
Yeah.
Do you think Mancow even scopes out chicks?
Either that or Danny Bonaducci punched him in the face and his glasses are crooked.
Oh yeah.
I guess he got to us though.
Oh yeah, that was.
You got us, Mancow.
Whoops.
You're right. We suck, and you being on a bunch of fucking AM stations across America, you win.
That's
I'm
good.
sorry.
You win. Have fun.
And you do hacked fucking insurance commercials.
Have fun dealing with program directors that are putting you on at fucking 4 a.m. and taking you off one day for 2 hours.
You think he's got like the 2 to 5 slot, and he's begging, look, I think I'm doing well. I really need to move up to 3 a.m. to 6 a.m.
3 a.m. to 6.
Please, boss, please.
Great audience.
Please.
Where's the Mancow thing?
Love it.
Watch me pop a blood vessel. Where's Mancow's shit? Let's go down this road.
Watch him.
We can play from here? All right.
Lie.
Listen to this horse shit. And what bothers me the most, look, if Mancow wants to spew his shit, whatever. But there's not one fucking host that is going to go, whoa, Mancow, this sounds completely ridiculous.
Call him out on it. Well, they
sort of did, but then they backed off.
Repeats what he says as if it's like, wait a minute, what you're saying is you didn't get the job because of this reason, and Mancow gets all tripped up. He's like, well, I don't get me in trouble here.
Right.
Like he's saying something he's not supposed to be saying. No one's calling Mancow from its company. It just isn't happening. He's not going over to the Fan. He never was. They weren't going to try him out for a week. The guy is just full of shit.
Right. And here's a little tease for everybody. Wait till you hear how much of a baby Mancow is. There's today's Opie and Anthony tease. Wait till you hear. It's coming soon, trust me. But this is what Mancow had to say on what? That Fox.
Fox, they kiss his ass over there.
Go ahead.
I thought you were going to be here today. Originally, weren't you supposed to be in New York?
I wish you wouldn't have brought that up.
Uh-oh. But since we did...
Well, guys, I got to tell you, you know what? People like saying, "Oh, Fox is fair and balanced." Ha ha ha! I want to tell you something. I've worked here for years. I've never had anyone tell me what to say ever, and yet it's just so amazing. It's such. I worked for MS Communications, and if I supported Bush or the war, I got yelled at. Just the agenda is so obvious when you work in the media. And I was supposed to do the IMA shift in New York this week, and I'm going to be on Broadway tonight, guest starring in talk radio. So, because I was on O'Reilly, and I didn't support talk about the raping of the first African-American Secretary of State and the raping of our First Lady, which is a show they support, because I wouldn't support that, I lost all this money on hotel room and tickets. I'm quite furious about it.
Whoa, so they canceled you because you would not take Opie and Anthony's side in this whole thing?
Yeah, look, they're scum, and I want to tell you, if you don't play along, if you want to play to the lowest common denominator, you're going to get rich on radio. I'm not willing to do it.
And Mancow, they told you that specifically. It was because of your O'Reilly performance.
Yeah, here it
what
is.
You said, and that's why you're not hosting. Is that what you're saying?
Well, guys, you're getting me in trouble here. I got to think there's some good people there. I hope that is it? That's what I was told.
Is it?
Because
is
I went on O'Reilly,
Answer that question.
Because but I don't work for their company. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. Because I wouldn't, after the whole Imus thing, because I wouldn't support the raping of Condoleezza Rice. I'm the bad guy.
But Mancow,
and I got to eat a hotel and airfare.
I know. I feel really bad about that. The good news is that you are not going to go up against us now.
Yeah.
You would have had to have gone up against us.
Shut up.
It's simultaneous.
I'd do it like I do it now. No, I'd be your buddy.
Okay.
Why do they still give this idiot a stage? Why?
I don't know why.
He's full of shit. Another guy full of shit.
That is the biggest load of crap. Like he was coming in to do a week on the Fan. It wasn't happening. It was not happening. I guess he came in. Did he do something on Broadway? Did he do a walk-on the radio Broadway show that's going on?
Honestly,
I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, this clip's a couple months
I saw Jerry Springer in Rocky Horror on Broadway once, so maybe they were bringing him in like that, one of those little cameo by a radio dickhead. Oh, is he the worst? I don't even work for the company. Because I wouldn't support the rape of... Shut up.
First of all, it was supporting, do you really want to get into it?
Yeah, what the situation was? We all know what happened that day. It had nothing to do with... if you were supporting our show, that had nothing to do with supporting the rape of anybody. That wasn't supporting the rape of any woman. Condoleezza Rice or the First Lady or anything. By supporting our show after that incident happened, that had nothing to do with supporting rape, you douchebag. The guy turned it around like there was a rape committed, and he wasn't supporting a rape. What a fucking dick. God, I hate that guy.
Sean Hannity supported us by saying he doesn't really agree with what we did that day. Even though we really didn't do much that day. It was a homeless guy.
But Sean supports rape, I guess. I guess Sean Hannity supports rape.
But he understands the bigger issue that you should be able to say pretty much whatever you want on a radio show, especially one that people have to pay for.
He's
and without getting into it, because it's a touchy situation.
Yeah,
that's what Sean Hannity said.
No matter what you think of what happened, no one was raped. All right, can I fucking say that? No one was raped that day on our show, and we didn't talk about anybody that was raped. So for him to go off like that is just more of his bullshit. More of his man-cunt bullshit.
And Fox allows him to just keep spewing crap. Mancow is desperate. He doesn't have...
He's dead in the water, first of all. He's got no attention, no shows. No one is listening to him.
Well, they're listening to him in Cape May and...
is that it?
Salisbury, Ocean City, and...
wow.
Otsego, M.I., Wausau, Macabre...
Right.
Joplin, Warrensburg. These are hotbeds for radioactivity.
Yeah.
Missoula, and Stockton, California, because that's when you think California, you think I need to be on Stockton radio.
Stockton. What an asshole.
Fucking loser.
Oh, is he just the worst bullshit artist? Oh. He's trying to get stations in a string of former mining towns. That's what he's doing.
Right.
I want to be in every old 1800s mining town that we can find in the country. Could you put me on in every single mining town?
I figure I don't have any listeners, so it makes sense to broadcast to ghost towns.
I want to be on the radio in every place Jesse James robbed a bank. Can we do that? Can we put me on? That's the tour I'm going for.
And this guy did horrific things with his radio
I want to be
show.
on every town where there was a rickets epidemic.
This guy did horrific things with his radio show. You want to talk about the lowest common denominator? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with doing duty jokes and poopy jokes. And,
we got our stunt guy, Turd. Turd, are you in the car, Turd?
Right. And dick jokes. There's nothing wrong with that. Intelligent people like that, too, you dope.
Yeah. Was there ever a case of hoof and mouth disease in that town? I'll do a show there. What a dick.
Find me where the buffalo roam. That's where I want to be.
Oh, what an asshole. He thinks he's Mr. Intellectual. He's turned around. Now he's doing a show that's so important.
By the way,
He's so important, Opie.
We're getting a lot of communique from people. Like, he wants people to forget what he used to do on his show.
Yeah.
This is just hilarious. A running gag on Mancow's old show was Turd. Would go into a story, and it ended with his uncle coming in and raping him. Hilarious bit. He's a fucking hypocrite. There you go.
Of course he is.
What about that one, Mancow? But you don't play to the lowest common denominator?
What did he find Jesus or something?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
And his station in Chicago said, look, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. You found Jesus, but guess what? No one gives a shit.
God bless.
You get back to the...
Don't let the door hit you on your ass.
Married with twin kids. Chicago wanted him to do the show that they know.
Yeah.
That they liked. Not the new fucking version where you talk about, the war.
Jesus.
And Jesus.
Jesus hates you, Mancow. Jesus hates you. If Jesus comes back, you won't be accepted.
Mancow
you will die with the other scum in the apocalypse, in the pockeyclips. That Mancow is just the worst. Out of everyone in radio, he, to me, defines fucking dickbag radio shit.
He defines douchey douche.
Douchey douche. Douchey McDouche douche. He's just a douche.
He's the king of the douchey douches.
I cannot even listen to a word that comes out of that stupid mouth of his.
And no one challenges
with that stupid voice.
On that dumb Fox show, they give him time, once a week, every day? I don't know. I think it used to be every day. And no one challenges them on this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, they tried. So what you're saying is that because you didn't stand behind Opie and Anthony, you're not doing Imus's slot. Well, well, you're going to get me in trouble here. You fucking stammering liar. You're a lying sack of shit.
You know what's funny about...
The guy's been going off that he's been coming to New York for fucking years. Dude, years. The guy's been saying he's coming to New York.
They called me for Howard Slot.
Did they?
No, they didn't.
Who's sitting in the chairs? The people that CBS fucking fired and hated. They hated us. But they hired us before they even considered you, douchebag.
Because they had no choice.
After the likes of David Lee Roth, they were going to put your fucking lack of talent ass in this seat? Fuck off. Wasn't going to happen. No one was considering it. You kept sending press kit after press kit, which our program director would give us, and we would laugh at how bad your fucking CDs were. How bad your fucking show was. They would give it to us. They wouldn't even look at it and listen to it and go, maybe this is a prospect for one of our slots that we got here. They passed them to us to laugh at. And that's no shit. You ain't coming to New York. You're not good enough. You suck. God hates you. God hates you. That's how bad you are.
I got... You know what's funny about this show? We all have our hot buttons.
Yeah.
And Anthony's hot button is Mancow, without a doubt.
Oh!
Mine is the whole lying of DJs.
He's just... Well, it's because he's such a lying sack of shit. And like you said, no one calls him on it. And he presents himself like I wouldn't mind if he was humble. And he was like, yeah, well, I'm in a lot of the smaller markets. I hope someday to get up, into New York, something like that. But he talks about himself like he's fucking... this giant 100-mile tall antenna is broadcasting Mancow to the universe. The guy's on in old horse towns. You could find fucking Western memorabilia outside the studios. Dig 6 inches deep in front of any studio he's at, you'll find a horseshoe.
The Brady Bunch goes on vacation where Mancow broadcasts.
Mancow helped the Brady Bunch get out of jail that Jim Backus locked them in. Bobby, Cindy, they're lost in the Grand Canyon, people. I want you to pray to Jesus to help Bobby and Cindy, help the Brady family find them. Oh, wait, the father's a homosexual with AIDS? Jesus hates you. God hates you.
Right. Oh, God.
Oh, you hypocrite asshole.
Mancow plays it like he is so great, they don't know what to do with his greatness.
They just don't know. Yeah. I'm years ahead of my time. I figure in about 600 years, people will appreciate me.
Obviously, everyone's just scared of me. That's it. They're just scared of my greatness.
His greatness. He's so great, no one wants him.
If you live in a town where mining's going on and miners can be trapped, you can guarantee Mancow is on your radio.
If you live in towns where, like, all Westerns were made, like Joplin. If you're in Joplin.
If John Steinbeck wrote about your town.
Your town.
Mancow is on your radio.
Oh.
Let's do a little Jeff Foxworthy here.
If you're broadcasting from where Bonanza was filmed. Bonanza. Oh. If your markets have saloons.
If your market has little swingy doors.
Yeah, his radio station, he walks through swingy doors. Give me a whiskey. Oh.
If your town still has to compete with horses for parking spaces.
Yeah. If your station has hitching posts. Oh. What an ass. He is an asshole.
I'm pissed off that I got a headache now. I got a fucking tension headache out of that shit.
Yes, E-Rock?
What's up, E-Rock?
Apparently he's self-producing a horror movie.
Oh, Christ. What is it called? My Career?
It's called The Sixth Floor. And I just listened to the trailer he has online, and it's horrible.
Okay. I gotta hear this. It's called The Sixth Floor. It's the tallest building in any city I'm in.
If Michael Moore has to come to your town to do a documentary, you can guarantee Mancow's on the radio.
If you are driving to work, you got to dodge tumbleweeds, you're in Mancow territory.
Mancow!
If walking down the street at any moment you could hear, draw!
You're in Mancow territory.
Chester's liver. If you get stuck on the side of the road and are towed to the nearest blacksmith, you're in Mancow country.
Yeah, I was talking with the village smithy the other day, and we're kicking ass over here.
If your town contains more tumbleweeds than people, you're in Mantown country.
That's snap, man.
If you got to rope your dinner, you're listening to Mancow.
If they used your town to film a spaghetti western back in the day, you're in Mantown country.
If everyone in the town is packing a sidearm, a 6-shooter, you listen to Mancow.
If your town has the police, the fire department, the court, and I'll add the post office in the same building, you're in Mancow country.
Mancow.
Who was that? It fucking updated. I'm sorry, but I can't find you anymore.
Coming in way too fast now.
He just is the worst. He's so fucking delusional.
Boogie from Richmond. If you still use the words high noon, you're in Mancow country.
If you're walking down the street and you say, "Oh man, a cow," you're in Mancow country. Very funny.
If your town still doesn't have blacks, you're in Mancow country.
Mancow country. If the sheriff puts you in the stockade, there you can listen to Mancow. That's a Mancow town. If you trade engines for blankets, you listen to Mancow. If your local doctor's only treatment is amputation, you're listening to Mancow country.
You're listening to what?
You're listening to Mancow country. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Don't get me in trouble here.
Fucking loser.
Douche. Get rickets. Get rickets with Mancow. That should be his bumper sticker that they put on the fucking Conestoga wagons. They called them, land schooners.
What?
The Conestoga wagon. You want to request a bit or anything, just send a telegraph to a Mancow.
God, is he a fucking idiot?
If you get your entertainment from smoke signals, you're in Mancow country.
We're taking your request by Pony Express, only on the Mancow show.
If you can still die from polio, you're in Mancow country. Jesus, Chester's liver. Whack, whack.
Our special guest today, Laura Ingalls. No, the real one.
If Willie Nelson has to do a benefit concert for your town, you're in Mancow country.
If there are less than 30 states, you listen to Mancow.
If you have an area in your town that's roped off because UFOs landed there once, you're in Mancow. Oh, man, yeah, you got me fucking fired up today, these dopes.
If your hole is Calamity Jane.
What was Barney's title in Deputy? He was a deputy.
Barney Fife.
Yeah, deputy. If your deputy only has one bullet, you're holy shit.
If you're in some place where they never buried the N-word.
Brad in Indiana, what's up?
Yeah, if you're, everybody in your town's last name is followed by their occupation.
If the grain silos are taller than your transmitter. If you get pulled over by a cop named Earp.
If your town enjoys a good square dance.
Okay.
If you live in a town where the broads can't vote yet. How about a Lewis and Clark joke? I just don't have a good one.
Oh. Yeah, that is a good one.
Maybe there's still
You like sarsaparilla?
If you live in a town where you're still not sure if this electricity thing is going to take off,
if you're in a town that had a bank robbed by Bonnie and Clyde, the station mascot is a Tatanka.
if you live in a town, I'm crying. If you live in a town where you're still waiting for the Chinaman to connect your railroad track,
yeah. If the train's delayed by a golden spike ceremony, the drugstore's also your soda shoppy.
Where's the fucking one with some fucking guy made wearing a barrel joke? I can't fucking find it anymore.
A barrel.
Holy shit. Oh my god, my head hurts. We have aspirin? I gave myself a stress headache. Fuck.
If the town drunk could let himself out of jail the next morning.
Country. Thank you, sir. Oh.
They were going to make me the sheriff of Rockridge,
Yeah.
but they brought in someone else.
And we know what that was. We have the funniest fucking listeners. I'm telling you, I'm crying. David B. in Philly writes, I don't know if the actual joke's good, but I'll tell you what I saw that made me die. Where did this thing is upgrading so fast I might have lost. Oh, fuck, I lost it. Oh, I want to read it word for word, too. How do I get to the next page real fast? Next? Oh, I'm fucking dying. Come on. Oh, this thing, all right. Oh, it's wrecking the flow, I understand. They're trying to spell out Mancow how we're saying it. Guy had MJK. Fucking. He did his joke and then he spelled out Mancow how we're saying it. Holy shit, is that funny? How do we get to the first play? Refresh first page. All right. Right? All right.
Yeah. I think
you get our point.
Yeah, I think you got our point. Why would you have another one?
Couldn't get it out, right?
Marginal? Yeah. I think we understand what makes.
John B. from Port Jeff. If your town's barber is also the dentist. Oh, here it is. P-Funk from Philly. If you live in a town that still has people waiting in the water looking for gold, then you're in Mancow, ARGNNKL ... country.
If there's apple pies cooling on windowsills.
Gene D. from Jersey. If you're sick in the... Wait. Fuck! What? Can't we stop the feedback so we can read some of these? It's flying by. I think I gotta stop. I'm getting dizzy. I'm laughing so hard.
If a woman in your town had to be untied from train tracks.
Oh, he had a leeches joke.
Leeches.
Fuck, where is it?
Leeches.
Oh, you fuck. Whoever was that, send it again and again.
God, what an ass.
All right, you get the point.
Yeah, I think everybody's got the point.
Yeah.
What
we were getting at.
He's in a lot of small towns. That's I think what we were trying to say.
And he might be a little jealous.
Yeah.
That's
all we were trying to put across to you.
Yeah.
Don't keep looking. They'll keep coming in.
I'm trying not to, but
yeah.
I was I'm thinking of a Civil War joke.
Oh.
Your town is still fighting the Civil War.
If
you're in a town that still burns witches.
Jeez, we're really going back.
We can do a whole pilgrim thing if you want to.
Yeah, just keep going.
All right, we'll break.
Yeah,
Tell us we have to break.
Let's take a little break.